Hey guys, so welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm going to be explaining absolutely everything that I personally have learned from welding and everything there is to welding that I've learned. First thing that comes with welding is what welder do you have? Do you have the MIG welder, the stick welder, or the TIG welder? So in this video I'm just going to be talking about the stick welder and how, because it's the most common and I have it. You'll notice a dial on your stick welder. This dial is basically if you want, I don't know how to properly explain it, but for instance, if you've got like a thin piece of metal, and then you'll have to dial this all the way down so that you don't burn right through the metal. If you've got quite a thick metal, then you have to bump it up so that it actually doesn't stick, if that makes sense. So the second thing that comes with welding is you actually have to earth your metal. Basically just attach them to any piece of metal. Like I've got mine on a pedestal, and then what I'm going to be welding with, I just put it on this. And then there you go. Now you can weld on this. Another thing you really should know is the welding helmets. Not all welding helmets are the same. For instance, this one, you can see clearly out of it until you start welding, and then everything goes dark for you so that you don't hurt your eyes. And then this one is basically like the most common and most affordable one. When you flip this up, you see where you're about to weld, and then you flip this down. You won't be able to see anything except when you're welding. So that is the key difference between these two welding helmets. You can tell them apart very quickly just because of this one having this little part here. I'm not sure what it's called. Don't ask for names of anything because I'm not the person that remembers names well. So now I'm going to be explaining how to weld. In basic terms, how to weld. Another thing you should have are good gloves. I like these ones because it gives me free range of motion and I still feel everything perfectly fine. It does get a little hot at the fingertips, but at least I do know what's happening. So when it comes to welding, I'm just going to be doing it like this. Alrighty, so when it comes to welding, you don't want to, depending on what weld you're doing, you don't want to do just a straight weld, because straight welds, sure, they may look nice, but they're not the strongest. So instead of just going down like this, rather perform a zigzagging motion while you're welding, just like this. Because not only does that strengthen the weld, it basically makes the weld not even there. That's how strong the weld is going to be. So in order to show you what I mean by this, I'm just going to be welding these two things together using the original just line down the middle, and you'll see the difference. So as you can see from this weld, it looks decent. I rushed it a little bit, but it's not going to be strong at all. Okay, maybe it's going to be stronger than how I can pull it, but it's not going to be as strong as the weld I'm about to show you now. Ow. So as you can see from hitting it a few times, it snapped. So now you can see that this part here broke quite easily. Now comes the big question, how do I practice? Well, the easiest way to practice is taking a big piece of steel like this and just practicing that zigzagging motion on this, and even trying just the normal straight welds, because the key thing to welding is keeping a steady pace. So for instance, you don't want to go slow at the top and then go really, really fast at the bottom. That'll make the weld uneven and not as structurally sound as if you were to keep the pace perfect that whole time. So I highly recommend just doing straight welds and keeping that line as, I guess, the same thickness throughout the whole piece. That is the best way to actually practice pacing. Now, once you've gotten pacing down to a fine art, I want you to, with that pacing, keep that zigzagging motion. Now, you can do a zigzagging motion, you can do like a circle motion. I like the zigzagging motion because it feels more natural for me. Another instrument that you really do need for welding is one of these. I'm not sure what it's called, it's some weird like chipping hammer or something. So basically what this does is it knocks off all the flux on your weld so that you can see how good the weld is. As well as this wire brush that, oh, and all of this stuff I got, including my helmet and my gloves and everything that I have here, I've gotten from SA Welding Supplies. Please go check them out sometime. They've really been such a big help to me. So yeah, just go check them out. This is not sponsored. I just really want to help them out. Damn. Everything that I've just showed you right now were like the basics of the basics of to welding. I'm going to do a more like in-depth, more focused on very important parts of welding in a later video because, well, this is going to be my first time teaching you guys something and I want to make it as basic as possible. So if I didn't explain something, like if you're confused with something, if you don't understand what I did, if you are confused with absolutely anything, please let me know so that I can do a video, like a short video, on explaining in greater detail on what I've done. So thank you so much guys for watching and I will see you in the next video.